Hey, welcome to the channel. You know, it's not every day that someone would reveal their base on a PvP raid server. But you know what? I'm not an ordinary somebody. And if someone that's watching needs to know in order to raid me, so be it. I'll be home, I'll be waiting. And there's lots of tricks and traps that I won't be showing. Alright, let's start with the exterior. This tower, it's just there for aesthetics to close in the main tower. You can't build stairs here because of the way the ramp is. Alright, let's get inside. Once safely tucked inside my base, I'm looking at a very narrow corridor with a set of stairs and one barrel to receive loot. This ramp has been blocked off entirely as it was the weakest point in this tower. And you'll see why. Alright, continuing upstairs to another very, very tight corridor and a jump to the code lock. Yep, not a lot of room to drop grenades there. You'll have to plant C4 if you're getting in there. That crate just holds my code lock when I'm home and building. Alright, let's get to the next level. By keeping these corridors tight and encumbersome, it's really going to make someone think twice if they want to drop some C4 and or grenades and run. Not a lot of room or time. Alright, now this is the tricky part, getting into the base and what was the weak point. Yep, we're going to have to get under the next tower, like so. And the reason why that's walled up there is because someone broke into my corner here. And you used to be able to just slide straight up and into my base. But I've built a few more walls, so that ain't happening. Alright, belly down, up in the corner, and hop out. And you're in the next level. Now I've left this room exposed for a reason. If players get this far, I am waiting outside to get you from behind. Alright, once you have access to this area, you're going to notice you're in another tight corridor. And it opens up a little bit into the towers, and you have two options. You can go directly into the treehouse, or you can go up above. Before that, just want to show you, there's my trap door. If I need to get out in a hurry, don't want to bother with code locks, that's the way to do it. Or I just crawl out and roll out there. Alright, like I said, that goes into the treehouse, and upstairs we have an entrance to go above the treehouse, and also built a gun deck off the side above the door. Let's go check out the gun deck. From here, I should be able to provide adequate cover below the tree's canopy along the hill's crest. My gate is just right underneath me. And that's a little trap, just in case I take heat there. Alright, it's time to get into the meat and potatoes of the base. Like I said, both doors go to the same place. There's no advantage of breaking into one or the other. Oh, and of course, a little rooftop veranda for some observation and defense. I don't yet have a crate set out for this lock, so we'll just throw it in my fireplace for now. I'll usually keep my first 3 doors locked, and this one and the one right below me into the treehouse unlocked while I'm home. This uninhibits me in dealing with all my gates when I gotta leave, and just locking the first 2 and then out my trap door. Now this tree is very encumbersome, and when I'm here and building and going through, I just take it right the hell down. You can get by it by proning and doing a running prone like you would under a fence. However, when you're carrying big items such as log, and barrel, and crate, you can't do that. Alright, when that tree's down, it leaves you exposed when you're crossing the ramp. So, I've created myself a gun slot. By doing that, I've created a second level of a wall, but I sank the post deep into the first, and then building only the top platform. It leaves me a narrow gap, just enough for my gun to get out. It'll do the job when the time comes. It's not pretty, but I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. And that there catwalk, well, that's just 2 platforms built on the wall in the middle of the 3. There's 3 stacked walls there. Now, where to take you next? I know, let's go back downstairs into the treehouse to the door where we had the option. Now this corridor, because of those platforms, can be a little tricky, especially when you're carrying big items like log or barrel. And now we're on the other side where the staircase splits. And like above me, I'll leave this door open for the remainder of the time I'm home. Alright, back downstairs to finish off the tour of it. Love that corridor. Alright, this is the living room. This is where the food spawns. Got my barrel here, and every time I'm home, I throw a little bit into the barrel. And just like that, pantry is stocked. Table's clean. Alright, down here is the armory. Not yet locked. Up there, well, we'll get to that. Like I said, this area, not yet locked. Will be. This is my loadout. M4s, Savannahs, M-Locks. Lots of goodies in here. Gotta keep it safe. Alright, now upstairs, and I'll show you what we were looking at. I don't want to take you down in there yet because I just did some shopping and everything's on the floor. Save that for the end. And my flag room. This here tower, it's still under construction. Very dangerous, but we'll go up anyway. Not much to see here, like I said, it's still under construction. Hope you don't get vertigo. It's a long way down. Alright, let's get down into the longhouse. That's what I call it anyway. I built 2 towers over the walled ramp or catwalk into my armory. Looks a little awkward, but I like it. And of course there's an upstairs, and this is where I get longhouse because I've elongated it by another tower at the end. And that gap down there that you're seeing, that overlaps those narrow walls, well, they're on purpose. They provide an excellent advantage and defense of the base. For as you see, the treehouse floor itself are just pallets and are see-through. Yeah, I'm obscured a little bit by the pallets, but it is doable to pull off a shot from below me straight up. Alright, out over on top of the armory. I put in this top half wall to keep people from sniping down this corridor. It's doable. There's a very large bank just off to that side. And of course this is the tower that leads up into the longhouse. Where the longhouse stops, this end of the tower extends a little bit higher. Basically this is just a netted veranda for me to keep an eye out around my surroundings. Alright, let's get to the top of the world here. longhouse, netted on 2 sides. Excellent spot to hold that long corridor from. Alright, up to the top level of this tower takes us on the roof of the previous 2, and again, netted on 3 sides for obscurity. Privacy. I like it. Alright, up and out onto the roof. Eventually I will extend these walls all the way to the end, to the other tower, so I don't fall to my death again. Yeah, I was up here building in the dark without MVGs, and it didn't go well. Alright, we got 2 more areas to explore in the base. Let's get to them. Let's go this way, but very carefully. Now I know what you're thinking, quite an accomplishment building this base, being a solo player, but I will admit I have been lazy. This server offers an online shop, and well, I've taken full advantage of it and purchased most of my building supplies through it. Down below this is just another observation deck. I really don't have any plans for it yet, but I wanted to make it aesthetically pleasing and fitting in with the rest of the base, so why not? So let's get down to my receiving room. Like I said, every time I do some shopping, this is where I get it to drop. Hence all the barrels. This is my receiving room. Lots of goodies there. I wonder what I'm going to do with them. Let's go get a barrel and sort this stuff out. Conveniently, down in my armory, there's a barrel spawn. So anytime I need new storage, I just come here, grab a barrel. Or if I need to get rid of some trash that I don't want to burn, I just come down here and drop it in that barrel. When it restarts, it resets the barrel. Garbage gone. Now this platform up here, it's poorly designed. I put it too close to the door jamb, so I have to duck when I get up. So, carrying anything, I have to drop it, duck down, shimmy in, stand up, pick it up, and then proceed. Yeah. It's quite involved. It keeps me up at night. Well, I'm definitely not going to tell you what I plan to do with these. But I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough of my base. I know it's not every day that a hero like myself opens the door and lets you in. Relax, don't stress. I don't believe it for a second myself. But anyway, if you'd enjoyed this walkthrough, why don't you hop in the server and get your own base started? Or jump in, loot up, and come find this one. I'll be here waiting. In the meantime, I think I'm going to grab some of this camo net and decorate.